Welcome back. This is the fourth segment of Making Sense in 7 Minutes, a summer-long series, Monday through Friday, where we are surveying in bite-sized pieces our historical narrative as recorded in the Bible, and asking the, of course, immeasurably relevant question, so what? In the beginning, God created, and the crowning achievement of his creation established hierarchy. And the fundamental foundation to this hierarchy is the fact that the species, Homo sapien, is superior to all other species. Now, at this point, there are those who would charge me with being a speciesist and promoting speciesism. My reply to those charges: guilty. So there. But one of the reasons that I can assert this confidently is because of all that God has created. It is humans that he said are made in his image. You and I and everyone we ever come in contact with bear God's image. But what does that mean? Well, let me tell you first of all what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean that God looks like us. Nor does it mean that for all practical purposes, God is an infinitely magnified human. What it does mean is that there are characteristics of himself that God has imparted to humans, which he either has not imparted at all to other parts of creation, or he has not imparted them to the extent that he has imparted them to humans. Diagram that sentence. The list of characteristics involves at least: we are spiritual in nature. In the Gospel of John in the New Testament, chapter 4, we are told that God is spirit. You and I are not strictly physical. We have spirits. We are personal. God is a person. He's actually God in 3 persons. He's not only there, but he knows he's there. I'm a person with personality, just as God has personality. A third characteristic is relational. For all eternity, the members of the Trinity have been in relationship with each other. If you've ever heard that God created us because he was lonely, crap. No, he wasn't. God has never lacked for anything, and he certainly doesn't need us to keep him company. Rational. There's another characteristic. God thinks, and he thinks reasonably. propositionally, putting forth and grasping ideas and concepts. You and I do the same. You and I are moral beings, as God is moral. We have the capacity to distinguish between right and wrong. Also, we are morally responsible. We make moral choices. You know, there's nothing that animals do that are immoral. We are never morally outraged when a black widow spider or a praying mantis eats its mate. But if the chick next door in the condo pulls that off, we're upset. And then we are creative. Now, we don't create in the same way like God has. He created out of nothing. We simply rearrange that which is already there. And we are emotional. As God is, we experience such things as joy, anger, grief, and affection as God does. Now, the fact that everyone is created in the image of God has vast and virtually inexpressible implications, not the least of which is that everyone we come in contact with deserves to be looked upon and treated with the dignity and respect due to someone on whom God himself has stamped his own image. Were you able to hear that little alarm that went off? You know what that means? I'm out of time. Thanks, y'all.